Hello, Comp One. It is week 14. So we are getting really close to the end, and there is a lot to do. So this week, I'm just going to go over what you need to do. This week, you do have some readings in your textbook, and I actually made a comment last week on Wednesday to add this to your readings. Just to get ahead and to help you out. But I do want to make sure that you're at least reading this week. And ideally, you're going to read it before you hand in your final draft of your argumentative essay. I especially want to draw your attention to where it says read example argumentative essay on page 266 in your inquiry textbook. The reason why I want you to read that is because this is another argumentative essay. I want you to take a look at how this particular example essay does a thesis statement, how this example essay utilizes citation within the argument, and how that essay at the end has all of the works cited entry in the works cited page. It's an essay approximately, it's about the same size as yours. It's a little longer maybe. It has more sources, but it's got a really good example of how this sort of thing should be. So I want you, at this point, you should have your essay pretty much written, but I want you to be able to not only take part in peer review this week, but I also want you to take a look at this example and compare how this example tackles the argument versus yours. And be prepared, okay? No one likes to hear this, but be prepared to do a lot of revision to your essay, okay? Be prepared to go back and make some major corrections. Remember, this essay is your own argument. You're not responding to one of the readings. You're not reacting. You're not telling me anything about the reading specifically. You are making your own thesis statement. Therefore, you're making your own argument on a topic. You're not saying, I believe this, because that's not a thesis statement. You're just saying, this is the way it should be. So take a look at the example essay for their thesis statement. You can model your thesis statement after theirs. Of course, we've already read this semester how to do introductions and conclusions. You should have a pretty good idea on how to do that. Remember that all of your essays, you're going to need to use 3 sources. One of them is going to be out of the textbook, and then you got to have 2 of them that are out of the View Online library. Now, if you have any problems with this, if you're having any questions, I'd be happy to help. However, I'm not going to be able to be in my office today. Today is Monday. I'm not in my office. But I will be in my office on Wednesday and on Friday of this week. Also, I'll be in my office with Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you set up an appointment with me, it would be best Tuesday and Thursday of this week. So I will have some time for you this week, but I really suggest that you really spend some time looking at the readings that I'm assigning you this week, if you haven't already looked at them from my post last week, so that you can compare what you're doing with what's in these readings. And if you can do that, students generally do just fine on this essay. So essentially this week, we're doing that. And then by Friday of this week, you're going to hand in your essay 4. And then you're going to hand in your annotated bibliography, and you're going to hand in your summaries. So basically that is what we're looking to do. And then you'll start reading this portfolio assignment. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and add peer review by Wednesday, because that is what we're doing first. We have to do our peer review. And again, just like every other peer review, remember, you're going to make at least comments on 2 of your peers' rough drafts. You're also going to take a look at other people's annotated bibliographies. Now, remember, I gave you, as of now, you have examples from the textbook, at least one example from the textbook, how to do the argumentative essay. And you have examples in the assignment sheet, how to do the annotated bibliography. So you have actual examples from the teacher that you can look at. And so whenever you're looking at your classmates' work, remember that you can compare it to those examples, just like you can compare your own work to those examples. And so basically this week, that is what is due. You'll hand that in by the end of the week, and then we're going to start working on the portfolio. Next week on Monday, I'm going to give you some basic information on the portfolio, and then I'm going to be working very hard to grade your argumentative essays, because the portfolio will require you to revise the argumentative essay. So what does that mean? If you think about it, regardless, no matter what you do, how well or how poorly you do on the argumentative essay, you're going to have to revise it to get the portfolio complete. Well, that means the better you do on this argumentative essay, the less work you're going to have to do for the final portfolio project. So really, really, really put the work in to get the best possible argument you can do. Remember, when you have an argumentative essay, you have an introduction. You're going to provide them with some context for the argument. Just take a look at those lectures again that I have in the lectures folder. You're going to provide your audience with some context. You can't assume the audience knows everything about this issue, so you give some context. Then you provide reasons why your thesis statement is correct. So multiple paragraphs with different reasons why your thesis statement is correct. And then you're going to have at least one paragraph where you overcome a possible objection that your audience might have. So your audience will probably have something they're like, yeah, but what about this? Yeah, I agree with you in most cases, but I don't agree with you in this case. Well, what you're going to do is you have to overcome that, and that's the refutation paragraph. So you're going to work on that. Make sure that's in there, and then of course you're going to have your conclusion. You need to use 3 sources, okay, at least 3 sources in this essay. All 3 of them should be cited appropriately. Take a look at the VU Online or the VU Writer's Handbook, or you can just Google how to cite in MLA. And it's not secret information, everybody. You gotta just use the tools that you have at your disposal, and you can find this information out. Again, I am available if you have any questions for me. Please take a look at all the assignment materials. Take a look at the readings on the syllabus, and let me know if I can help you in my office hours. Have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Good luck on everything.